Ghazi.
There is growing concern about the number of women who've gone to join the so-called Islamic State in Syria and Iraq. The female jihadists are thought to number between 500 to 600, according to a new report from the independent think tank Institute for Strategic Dialogue. The BBC spoke to one woman who works with the UK government to tackle the growing problem. She asked to remain anonymous.
They're generally converts who know absolutely nothing about the faith. And they've gone online to learn about it, as normal people do, to find information. And they've found a plethora of YouTube videos, extreme narratives, and been drawn in by it. That's the only access they have to the faith. They don't go to mosques. They don't go to the libraries. It's purely on YouTube and Google. So far, that's what I've looked at.
Well, with me is one of the co-authors of the report, Frenett from the Institute for Strategic Dialogue. Obviously many different reasons why women go, but is one that they're drawn on almost to a romantic narrative. They're getting a kind of soap opera version of what it would be like to go to Syria or Iraq.
Absolutely, and I mean, if you look at the propaganda that's pushed out, it is exciting, it is romantic, and it gives them a real sense of purpose and a sense of self. And it's the draw of extremist groups like ISIS, is they explain everything that's wrong with your life and everything that's wrong with the world, and give you a very simple way to solve all those problems.
And meanwhile, they're recruiting women, presumably to marry, to partner up, to produce new fighters.
Absolutely. So the thing that really makes ISIS stand out from previous conflicts is that they're trying to build a state, whereas in Afghanistan you weren't really seeing that. In the Balkans there wasn't the same state-building effort. So women have a real role there as mothers, as teachers, as childbearers, and as nurses as well. So there are very practical things that pro-ISIS women can actually do when they travel to Syria and Iraq.
And they feel that they may have a religious duty, or they're persuaded of that, to join in this mission to build a state?
Yeah, so it's often a mix of factors. You'll have some elements of ideology and then believing that, as you say, it's a duty for them to travel. Elements as well of just anger and outrage at what's happening, what Assad is doing. And also then the last one, which would be a wish to come of age and to seek sisterhood and to seek this kind of belonging that they're just not finding here in the West.
And if you're thinking about teenagers or early 20s, these young women are getting very passionate about this. They're very motivated. And your report says, you know, if they're turned away, they try to get in again.
Absolutely. We've seen examples of women trying 3-4 times, being arrested in Turkey, then getting away, crossing the border, being captured by the Free Syrian Army and getting away again. So there is a huge amount of determination, which is, as you say, normal for people of this age. It's just unfortunate that through the propaganda of ISIS and through the fact there wasn't alternatives available to them, that that kind of drive is being put towards something like this.
And it's very hard to counter that. You're countering a sense of romance, of adventure, of mission, of religious duty.
Well, you can. I mean, this is actually the one good thing we think coming from this, is we think there's a lot of unoccupied space, especially in the online counter-narratives. A lot of these women are radicalised partially or almost wholly online. And actually there are community organisations out there that can push out counter-messages online, that can fight the battle of ideas, and with modern targeting technologies we can actually target women of a certain age who are Googling things which make us believe they're at risk. So there is a lot that we can actually do to fight this.
How do you do that? So do you mean you're watching, for example, I don't know, Twitter conversations, or you're watching what's going on Instagram with the pictures being posted, and you can jump into those conversations? So
you can jump in, or you can also, so there's two ways to do it. You can have individuals actually reach out to them online, because we know ISIS do this on the other side, so we can have armies of counsellors that are there reaching out. But also from a messaging point of view, we can take women who are Googling, I mean, literally as simplistically as how to carry out jihad in Syria, and have targeted ads at that. We can have designated Twitter accounts that we know are pro-ISIS, and then buy Twitter ad space for all of their followers, so that we're targeting those women with positive messaging.
It's a long way from the asking leaders of the local mosques to preach against the jihadi effort, because maybe you weren't reaching those kind of young
I mean, that's
recruits.
very important, and we believe that the community work is important. I don't want to undermine it. But at the same time, if these women and the young men as well were listening to the bearded leaders of their community, they wouldn't be going in the first place. So what we've got to do is mirror what the extremists are doing. They're using dynamic videos online and having individuals reach out and build relationships. We've got to do the exact same. And we've already started to see some examples of that, but not nearly enough.
Ross, fascinating. Thank you very much. A photograph of an American